What is going on, guys? Shadow870 here, and I'm bringing you a little commentary I decided to put together. It's about the most underrated gun in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And as you guys can clearly tell on the screen, this gun is the S12. In my opinion, I think the S12 is the most underrated gun in this entire game. And a lot of you are thinking, "What, Shadow? No, it's not underrated. It sucks." Or some are thinking, "Dude, this gun is just awesome." It's a kind of a swayed opinion, but to me, I find it better than the Remington. The biggest issue I have with the Remington is the fact that you can't afford to miss. If you go for a shot, you cannot afford to miss a shot. But if you go for a shot with the S12, you can afford to miss your first shot. It's affordable to miss your first shot, and you can be perfectly fine with it. Like, I'll give you guys an example. When you're rushing around with the Remington, and let's say you come around a corner and you completely react. It's nothing like, you have to aim then shoot. You completely react. Most people do. Well, when you come around the corner and you shoot immediately with the Remington, I'm going to say 85% of the population would immediately hit their guy and kill him. Well, there comes that other 15% of happenings or situations where you don't kill him. You completely miss, and then you die. Well, the good thing about the S12 is that if you miss that first shot, you're not guaranteed death. It just, like if you miss that first shot, it's not as big of a deal. The only issue that I might have with the Remington is the fact that it has such a small clip. The Remington runs around freaking like 46 bullets or something. That's a whole lot of bullets to run around with. The S12 runs around with 22, so that there is that issue, but bullets aren't an issue mostly, especially when I'm using shotguns. Because on this class I have the TAC 45 on, so it really doesn't bother me with bullets, because if I run out of ammo with the S12, I can pull out my pistol, and then I also can pick up a gun off the ground. Actually, I don't really use the TAC 45 a whole lot. I use the Cap 40, but I don't have it right now, so I'm using the TAC 45. But that's a whole different issue. But the biggest issue is the ammo, and the ammo really isn't that big. It's the most underrated gun ever. Now, obviously, we all know a few of the overrated, I wouldn't say overrated guns, but guns that are thought of highly. The PDW, the Remington, of course. Guns like that. Those guns are rated highly. Everyone's like, yeah, that gun is awesome. Like, no matter what you say, those guns are awesome. Doesn't even matter. In my opinion, I was gonna say the M27, but I feel like the M27 is rated high enough to where it is right now. Like, actually, I think it's a little bit more underrated than my actual opinion of it, but that's really kind of my opinion, because I love the M27, so it just happens like that. But the S12, I don't see enough love for the S12. I think the S12 is like the stepchild of the shotgun family. It doesn't get enough love. If you look at the whole shotgun family, there's only 4 of them. There's not a whole lot of great shotguns available in this game. There's a lot of SMGs, and they just added another one. But in terms of shotguns, you have 4 different shotguns. You have 4 shotguns that are so different. You can't play the same one. You can't use the same 2 different shotguns and play the same way. Like with the KSG, you have to be aiming. You have to play fairly conservative. You have to be smart with your kills. You have to aim. You have to have accuracy. That's the most important part about the KSG's game. Because if you don't have accuracy and you don't hit your first shot, then you're literally done. You cannot win. Unless your opponent sucks, of course. And there's always that matter. But most of the time, you will die. Sorry. The M1216, that gun is probably the worst shotgun in this whole game, in most people's opinions. I think that the KSG might be a little bit worse, especially in my hands. But a lot of people think the M1216 is the worst because of its power. It's a semi-automatic, and it's not like a semi-automatic as in the fact of a single fire. It's a burst. I think it shoots 4-round bursts. The M1216 I think shoots 4-round bursts, and it's fairly good. I've used it before. I've done pretty well with it. But the only reason I don't use it is because it's not that kind of gun where I can pick up and I feel like the kills are coming to me. The reason I like to use guns is because I can pick them up and it doesn't really feel like I'm working for the kills. It just feels like the kills are just flowing to me, that, I'm not really doing anything particular. It's just happening. Oh, my mistake from earlier, guys. It's 30 bullets. But, yeah, you get my point from that. And the Remington, obviously, is considered widely to be the best shotgun. And a lot of people think the KSG is the second best, but I think my list would go in terms of S12, Remington, M1216, and KSG. The Remington is a good gun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Remington is a bad gun. It's definitely a good gun. I actually think I almost have it gold. I think I'm like a few revenge medals away from getting it gold, but I just think, in my own opinion, that the S12 is a superior gun because of its semi-automatic ability, and it has so much power. It's like a semi-automatic Remington. It's that good, and I love using it. It's like the perfect balance of kind of power, fire rate, and the look isn't too bad. They could have made it look better, but I just can't wait to get this thing gold. It's gonna be freaking awesome, and it's surprising that a lot of people don't consider this gun to be one of the top shotguns in the game. Obviously, since there's only 4, it's really kind of hard to slim down the best shotguns in the game because there's only 4. But a lot of people don't consider this gun to be even top 2. A lot of people consider the KSG better, or the Remington by far better. And a lot of people might even consider the M1216 to be the far superior gun to the S12. And I think that is just, I mean, that's your opinion, but I personally love this gun. This gun is just amazing. And especially if you put long barrel on it. If you look at my suicides, if you throw long barrel on this gun, you are going to have a good time. Oh wow, it's just, the S12 is such a useful gun, and I'm surprised that not a lot of people use it. I think a lot of people's problem with it is the Remington is better, other than the ammo factor, of course. But you can rule that out with a good secondary or scavenger even. But that's just a lot of people's problem with it, and I just don't really understand. But it's your own opinion. I love the S12. I think that it's a great gun. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed the video, comment on what you thought of it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Later.